guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. The last video I posted was a road trip vlog when we were moving to Florida, and now we've been here for a few months, and I decided that I really wanted to start posting on here more and kind of turn this into like my booktube and start posting more about books and talking about them and sharing what I'm reading and talking about it and talking to other people about it. In this video, I'm going to talk about my May reads, what I read in May, my thoughts, what I'm currently reading, and what I'm thinking so far, because I read 8 books in the month of May. I would say that it was a pretty successful reading month, as I do work full-time and don't have a whole lot of time to read, except on my days off and after work, which it's really hard to feel motivated after a long day and coming home with like a headache and being so tired and hungry all the time to feel motivated to like sit down and pick up a book and like dive into the world the way that I want to. So that's definitely been a little bit difficult, but I'm very happy with how much I got to read in the month of May. To start out the month, I finished up the Boys of Tommen series. Obsessed is an understatement. This whole series overall was a 5-star read. I'm gonna go through each one and talk about what I liked, what I didn't like. Anyway, what I liked, what I didn't like, my thoughts, and my ratings. So starting off with Keeping 13, this is the story of Johnny and Shannon, the second book, and their story. I rated this a 5-star. I read this in one day. I could not put it down. Just the love that Johnny and Shannon have for each other. Immaculate. Chloe Walsh knows what she's doing. Now I would definitely like look up trigger warnings for these books, because there's definitely a lot in the whole series of sensitive topics that are really sad. And just the things that these characters are dealing with. Shannon grew up in an abusive household with an abusive dad, and he was an alcoholic, and her and Johnny met. She fell like on the rugby field. She was running through it and he like hit her with the ball, and it sparked everything, and it definitely was like he fell first and harder. So good. This book, 5 stars. Definitely recommend. I want somebody to love me the way that Johnny loves Shannon. Truly, I need someone to be that obsessed with me. So much happens in this book, and the way that they stick together, and Johnny is so supportive, and they like the way that he treats her and his family treats her and her family is like so perfect, and just the support that she has through everything she's going through by all of her friends at like this new school, and masterpiece. That's it. Pick it up and read this series. The next books in this series are going to be Saving 6 and Redeeming 6, and this is going to be Joey and Aoife's story. Now, Joey is Shannon's sister, brother. Joey is Shannon's brother, and him and Aoife met in their first year, or whatever year it is. I think I calculated it out to 7th grade. They were young and they met, and it was like a love at first sight, but it took them so long to get together. When they finally did, they had so many ups and downs and everything. I give Aoife so much credit, because I don't know, she's very strong, very, very strong in the way that she supported him, and it was just so sad to see everything that you read about from Shannon's point of view and Joey's point of view, plus all of like what he was going through outside of the house, and like his addictions and just their relationship. She stuck by him. Both 5 stars. I think I rated this one like 4.5, Saving 6, and then this one was 5, but together they were 5. I love Joey and Aoife forever have my heart. So the last one in the series so far, the newest one, Taming 7, I believe it came out this year. Actually, it came out this year, very recently, and let me tell you, Claire and Jared, I don't know how to say his name in the audiobooks. I actually listened to all 4 of these partially on audiobook because I couldn't put it down and I had to work, so I was listening to them like on my ride to work, on my way home, on my break, like even sometimes during work when it was super slow and I could put my AirPods in, like I was listening to it. And oh, the audiobook narrator said Jared, so I believe it's Jared. But Jared and Claire, this might, if I could, this would be 6 stars. 6 stars. This is over 5 stars. The things that happened in this book, like the plot twist, the ending had me sobbing. I could not believe everything that he went through, and he was still so happy and supportive of everyone in his life. And him and Johnny are best friends, and their friendship is like, I can't even put into words. It's just the cutest thing ever, and the way that Johnny's always here for him and he's always here for him. They're like little partners in crime. And then him and Claire go way back, all the way to childhood, and it's just them, like their slow burn and them like being scared of getting together and playing out their love story. Read it. Perfection. One of the best books. These might be my favorite read of the year so far. This and then Chestnut Springs. This and Chestnut Springs. And it's crazy because I was scared to pick up this series. Like I was scared because it was like $5 and they're, you know, some of them are like not short. So I was like, I don't know, should I? And I hadn't heard too much about it, just like a few things. No, so worth it. One of my favorite reads, just all the friendships and the family and like the support that they give each other. I want that. So read it. So after finishing up the Boys and Tommen series, I had to take a few days to recover because it was just so, it was too good. It almost put me in a slump. But I decided to read Terms and Conditions next, and I believe I rated this one a 3 star. It was a great book. It was good. I really liked it better than Fine Print. I've just had a really hard time with this series. It's just not, it hasn't grabbed my attention. It's not my favorite thing I've ever read. This one's gonna follow Declan and Iris. Iris is his assistant, and basically in this series, brothers all have tasks from their grandfather who owns a bunch of stuff, a bunch of companies and CEO and the Dreamland, whatever. They were all given a bunch of different tasks to fulfill, and his was to get married and have kids, to like thaw out his heart, like have whatever, because life isn't all about work. So basically he planned like to find a fake wife and an agreement and get married and have kids. And basically Iris got roped into that, and they get married, and you just watch them like slowly fall in love. It was good. It just wasn't spectacular. It didn't give me anything new and I want to read her other series I've heard really good things about. The Throttled, I think that's the first book. Dirty Air, the Dirty Air series, that's what I want to read. I'm gonna read The Final Offer because I've heard that one is the best one in the series, so I am gonna read that soon. That's on my summer reading list. But 3 stars. So after finishing Terms and Conditions, I decided to finally read The Nightingale. Now, I've heard so much about this. I've had friends who've read it, friends' moms who've read it. A friend lent this to me so that I could read it. I gave this 4.7 stars. It's about 2 sisters, Isabel and Vian, in World War II, and their experiences separately and together. Isabel was very against everything that was happening, obviously. It's set in France and all the things that was going on, so she was working to basically like transport and help out like Americans, and why can't I remember what that's called? She was basically supporting like the anti-war movement, kind of. She was doing incredible things, and she was helping people. And Vian was living in her house, and basically there's romance in this, heartbreak, the things that were happening, and it's fiction, but I think the whole time I was just thinking about like this stuff actually happened and people really lived through this, and it had me sobbing the whole entire time from beginning to end. So good, everything that they went through, and I just couldn't imagine. The whole time I was just thinking like, this is real, this really happened. This was my first ever historical fiction book, and it definitely was a tough one. Very different from my cutesy little romances, and so it was a big genre change, and I think I definitely want to get a little bit more into it, but definitely slowly, because it absolutely broke me. So good though. Read it, masterpiece. I want to read more of her books in the future. The next one that I read was Picking Daisies on Sundays, and I've been very excited about this because, so I've been watching forever now Sarah Curley, and then like Destiny and Haley Pham and all of them, and Sarah read this and she liked it, so I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so cute, like I want to read it. And it definitely was a super cutesy romance. It's about Daniela and Levi. They were like high school friends, and she always liked him, but he didn't reciprocate it, and so they like reconnect. It's second chance. They reconnect and end up, you know, fake dating for a wedding. It super cutesy little, read it in one night, no brain power. Definitely needed it after this one. Definitely needed it. I think I rated this one a 3-star. I thought it was really cute. It just wasn't anything spectacular. It didn't like change. I won't go on thinking about them, but they were very cute. The last one that I read in the month of May was Yours Truly. This was my first Abby Jimenez book, and I think Part of Your World is before this one, and I do want to read it. I just don't have it, and I wanted to read this one. And this one is about Brianna and Jacob, and they work together. They're doctors, and her brother is super sick. They meet, he comes in and she thinks he's like trying to take her job, and he like wrote her this letter, and then they started writing letters back and forth and doing all this stuff. And this one was also fake dating, but it was super fun. This was 5 stars. This changed me. Incredible. I love them. The whole thing, he was just so cute, and it was a relationship drama, so it's basically them like working through that. And read it, it's so good. Yours Truly, my favorite book ever, my favorite book I read in a long time. Well, other than the Boys of Tommen series. I really say that about every book. Like sometimes it's hard for me to give my opinion because I feel like I rate every book 5 stars. I just give them out so easily. But I will go on thinking about this book, and this will definitely be a book that I'm going to reread in the future. Read it. Those were the books that I read in the month of May, and now I'm starting to read and really get into my summer books, because that is going, I want to do like a video on my summer TBR for June, July, and August, but I'm starting off the month with Magnolia Parks, and I'm very excited to get into this world. I've been having a little bit of a hard time. I'm about 77 pages in. So far it's good. It hasn't really like captured my attention, but now I'm getting farther in, and like last night I did not want to put it down. Hoping that I really come to enjoy that. And then yesterday I also started Beach Read, because I want to slowly read this like at the beach and going to sunsets and, you know, in that kind of setting. So I figured starting it while I'm at the beach was perfect. Right now I am 36 pages in on chapter 4, and I'm loving it. I can't wait. I'm gonna go back to the beach like one day this week for sunset just to read this, because that's just such a vibe, and I need it to be like that. I don't want to sit in my room and read it. I want to be like outdoors, and love it. Is my May wrap up and what I'm currently reading. I'm very excited to get more into posting more book videos. I don't want to go like, you know, vlogs and come with me for like hang out with me for a day and those kind of things. I'm excited to keep posting on here. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and comment below what you're currently reading, and if you read any of these books, your thoughts, because I'd love to hear them and chat about them.